What's going on, guys? We're bringing you another deck profile. No intro, no nothing. Let's just get right into it. All right, today is going to be Mitsurugi Ogdoadic. So I know there's been a couple people who've played this deck. Tiff has played this deck, I believe, and I kind of took the inspiration from him. Tested it out. I like this, so let's just get right into it. So first, we're gonna start off with the monsters. So we play three Saji for that spell trap search. So three Mitsurugi no Mikoto Saji. So three of those. We play Kusanagi at one. So this one is recursion from the grave to add back a Mitsurugi card from grave to hand. We play one Aramasa. This one, I haven't taken this deck to locals yet since getting this card. But this basically if he's normal, special, or attributed, you can add a Mitsurugi monster from deck to hand. And then also he's protection if another reptile card would be destroyed by battle or card effect. So really good also to get you your Mitsurugi rituals from deck to hand. So pretty good card. And he's also protection, one of, not too bad. Now we're going to get into the Ogdoadic. So we're going to play Naya, the Ogdoadic Remnant. Now, with this card, what you can do is get material into the grave. So from hand, you can send this card to send one light reptile monster from deck to the grave. What's important to note here is that it's not just Ogdoadic. So you can send a light reptile monster. And then also, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add Ogdoadic Spell Trap. So he's your searcher. We also play three Nunu. Same effect as Naya, except it's Dark Reptile. So that's even better because a lot of the Mitsurugi cards are dark, which is it's a good thing. So if you do need material in the grave, a lot of people kind of overlook that. So you can actually use this if you have, let's say, Mitsurugi Ritual, Mitsurugi Prayers, or something, and you have Mitsurugi cards in the grave, or you need them to hit the grave. This is a perfect card to do that with. Also, same thing. So if you don't control any monsters, or if all you control is Ogdoadic monsters, you can special summon this from grave. But Naya and Nunu both banish from field after their effect of special summoning from the grave. So that's good to know. But as you'll see, we can actually save them from being banished by using them as Z's material. But we'll get into that. Another card that I haven't really used since I played this deck at locals, but since getting this is Zoha, the Ogdoadic Boundless. So I don't really know how this card plays too well in this deck. I mean, I kind of know what it does, but I haven't tested it out. But if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon from the grave, or special summon from the grave, you can activate this effect. Your opponent draws one card. If they do, you add one Ogdoadic monster from your deck to hand, except for this. Then each player sends one card from their hand to the grave. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one card from your hand to the grave. Add this card to your hand. So it's a good Ogdoadic searcher. Also, it's a good way of sending material to the grave and then recur itself. So I mean, like I said, it's a good card. I just haven't tested it out in this deck yet. But I see a lot of Mitsurugi profiles with Zoa. So I mean, I'll try it out against dueling with friends and family. It's been good so far, but I haven't used it competitively yet. We have Night Sword Serpent at one. Now, when this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So, also level 4 reptile monster. It's a good Z's material. So that is another way of saving it from being banished and going straight to the grave. But it's also good off the card Snake Rain or anything that pretty much sends. You can bring this out, and then it'll get your Ogdoadic going. Then we play Mitsurugi no Miko Wusu. This card is special summoned from hand by attributing one other reptile monster from your hand and one monster your opponent controls. But you cannot special summon or activate monster effects for the rest of the turn except reptile monsters. This entire deck is reptile, so don't even worry about that. It's a good way to pretty much. It's kind of like kaijuing your opponent, except you get to keep it. And then you can only special summon it once. This way, this card is tributed. All of the Mitsurugi cards have tribute effects. You can discard one card, and if you do, add this card to your hand. So good recursion to keep that effect going. Next, we have the bad boys of this deck. Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi. This is the star of the show. This is basically the Yamada Dragon. What this does is you can ritual summon this monster. When he's on the field, basically, uh, if your opponent tries to activate an effect, you can trigger this so that your opponent discards a card in order to keep that effect going. Otherwise, it's negated. So already, even if let's say they have an effect going, you say, wait a minute, use this, then they minus a card from their hand. Also, if this card is tributed, sent to the grave, you can add a Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, and then after that, special summon it back to your field. When it's special summoned, it nukes your opponent's field. Very powerful card. This is the star of the deck right here. The next ritual monster we play is Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi. I play all of these ritual monsters at one. I've seen people play this at two or even that at two, but I think one is pretty good. Um, what this does is you can target, let's see, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can target one reptile monster in your graveyard, except him, special summon it. You can only activate the effect of this once per chain, not even once per turn. So if this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi from your deck to your hand. Then you can also special summon this card from the grave. So a lot of recursion with reptile monsters in this deck. This Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi. You can also ritual summon this monster. Um, One good thing about this is once per duel, uh, you can special summon one Mitsurugi monster from your deck. Even if you don't start off with any Mitsurugi or you're missing something, just special summon a monster straight from your damn deck. How powerful is that? Then tribute one monster you control. So that is the clause. You have to tribute one, but you can also tribute the monster that you just summoned because Mitsurugi cards activate on summon or even tributing. So even if you don't have anything else to tribute, you can tribute the monster you just summoned. No problem right there. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand. Except for this, then you can special summon. Same as the other two. Great recursion right there. Next, for the Ogdoadic level 8s, we play Curse, the Ogdoadic Light. So this, um, if it's in your graveyard, you contribute one monster, special summon this card. Then if your opponent can special summon one monster from their grave, but negate its effect. So even if you know you're reluctant because you don't want your opponent to get something, the card that they get will have its effects negated. So I mean, going first, going second, it's not too bad. I mean, they might have a trap or whatever it is, but you should be prepared for that. But just be aware that the monster that they're summoning has its effects negated. So if your opponent tries to say, "Well, on summon," no, hold on, it doesn't work like that. What's good too is if it's special summon, you can target one level 4 or lower Ogdoadic monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So most likely you're going to be looking for your Naya when it's in the grave because you're going to special summon it, and you're going to get an Ogdoadic spell or trap card. Next, we play the OG. In my old reptile deck, uh, we play Venomenon, the king of poisonous snakes. Now, what this card does, this card cannot be special summoned by another effect monster's effect. So you can't use any of these other monsters to special summon this. However, what I do use is the Ogdoadic Water Lily, and I'll show you that. I like this card because he's basically a gigantic beatstick. So this card gains 500 attack for each reptile monster in your grave. It doesn't even have to be unique names. Just 500, and look how much material we're playing with. Usually, by the time you get this guy out, you got at least 8 of these in your grave. So you're talking about usually a 4 or 5K beatstick. Um, if he's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can remove and play one reptile monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card. It's not even a once per turn. So if you have any sort of recursions, you have any way to just keep hitting your opponent, even if your opponent has a tower. So let's say they have like a 4K raid raptors, and the only way to get rid of it is by attacking into it. 4K, boom, hit it, You both die. You banish something, comes right back. And it's not once per turn because the old school cards were never once per turn. So this is you don't have to, but I find this finishes a lot of duels for me. The Phenomenon King of Poisonous Sticks. As you can see, maybe because this stupid camera, it is a first edition ultra rare. So one of my better cards. Next, we play Ogdoadic. Ogdo Abyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord. So this card, if it's in your grave, you tribute 3 monsters, special summon this card. While this card is face up on the field, quick effect, send all monsters from the field to the grave, except face up monsters, special summon from the grave. So what's good about this is basically anything that isn't summoned from the grave, including itself, is sent to the grave. It's not even destroyed. So I did play somebody who was playing Fire King at locals, and then when I did that, they thought they were destroyed, and I said, no, it sends them. And Yu-Gi-Oh is very specific, so I had to tell them send. Called the judge over. We both started crying. And then we both made up, and that was it. And last but not least, we play Nephilabis, the Ogdoadic Overlord. This card is cool because while this card is in grave, if a card is sent to the grave, this card special summons. Then you can special summon a monster from the grave. So most likely you will be looking for Curse. When Curse comes back, then what you're going to be looking for is your Naya. So you have 3 bodies, and you also get Naya's effect of searching out a Ogdoadic spell trap. But the only thing is with this card, let's see, what was the clause with this? Yeah, pretty much. It's just once per turn, basically. So I mean, that's not bad. I was getting confused with the other guy who special summons an opponent's monster, but like I said, the effects are negated. But this guy doesn't do that. So most likely you'll be summoning Curse. Curse will summoning Naya for you and get that whole thing going. So that's that. Let's move on to the spells and traps. So for Mitsurugi, we play Mitsurugi Prayers at 3 to add 1 to hand, tribute 1. You can also pay the 800 to special summon. So 2 effects of Mitsurugi Prayers. I play this at 3. It comes up a good amount, but not enough where it's going to kill you. So even if you get 1, you can even set 1 and then use one of your Mitsurugi to search 1 in hand. So you could use 1 from hand this turn, get the whole Mitsurugi thing going. This card is set. Next turn, quick effect, you get it again, basically, in case you don't have any other Mitsurugi cards to reoccur from your hand. Because most likely what I do is I will use the recursion to try and bring back Mitsurugi Ritual, which we play Mitsurugi Ritual at 2. Talk about a great, like, this is what Ritual cards should have been. Because what this does is it sends monsters from your hand or field equal to the level of the monster from the deck that you are trying to special summon. So you don't need this card. You don't need to have the ritual monster and then the exact or even higher stars. So you're wasting basically your entire hand trying to ritual summon a monster. But with this, tributing triggers the Mitsurugis. This tributes monsters from your hand or field, and then ritual summon from the deck. Or you can ritual summon a reptile monster from your hand by attributing up to 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field. So basically, this is the branded fusion of ritual summoning. I know people play this at 3. Originally, when I bought this whole deck, it cost me like over $100 something. And usually I budget myself on Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't make a living off of this. So I didn't want to buy it at 3. So I'm like, okay, I'll get a third one later. But now playing at 2, 2 is pretty good for me. You could run it at 3, but I do like to keep my decks consistent. So I just play it at 2 now. 2 works pretty good, especially that you can recur your Mitsurugi spells and traps with the Mitsurugi monsters. Moving on, we have Mitsurugi Mirror. Now this is great because if you have cards in your hand or field, so what you do is you use a Mitsurugi Ritual to send, let's say, one of your Mitsurugi Ritual monsters to the grave, special summon the other one from deck. Then you can use this and Ritual Summon from the grave. So you can even use the monster that you summoned, send that to grave, use the other one you used as material, bringing that out. So basically, they switch places, and then you get their effects. Secondary effect is if any of the ritual Mitsurugis I control is tributed, While this card is in your grave, you can shuffle it back into the deck. So it just reoccurs itself, basically. One, Mitsurugi Magatama. During your main phase, activate one of these effects. Tribute one reptile monster, then destroy one face-up card your opponent controls, or target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. Ritual summon one Mitsurugi ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters you control whose total levels equal or exceed the level. So basically, another quick play is basically a quick play ritual. Moving on to the Ogdoadic, we have 3 Ogdoadic Daybreak. What this does is you tribute one reptile monster, and for every 2 levels of that reptile, you summon a Ogdoadic token, which can be used as tributing. So if you can't get your reptiles out, or you already used them, you just use this. And like you already saw, there's a lot of ways to get out high level reptile monsters. So you will have a full board, giving you a lot of access to your extra deck. Also, you can target one of your banished reptile monsters, shuffle it into the deck. Then you can send one reptile monster from your deck to the grave. So recurs your banished and also gets you material into your grave. This is the card that I usually use to summon Phenomenon. So what this does is you send one reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if you have 5 or more reptile monsters with different names in your grave, you can special summon one reptile monster from your grave. So, after using all the other stuff, when you have a Phenomenon, or you can even send it to the grave and then special summon himself as a gigantic reptile beatstick. Also, he's a level 8, very easy to get out. So there you go. Even if you can't attack with him, he's not too bad in this deck. Like I said, you can play with him or not play with him, but he's a level 8, which you can also use to tribute for your ritual monsters. Next, we play Snake Rain at 3. This is like the most broken card right now. It's not a once per turn. Discard 1 card. Send 4 reptile monsters from your deck to the grave. This is a normal spell, so it's searchable with triple tactics. And all you do is send 1 from your hand and then mill 4, basically. That gets your entire reptile engine going. They're probably going to, errata this, but right now, I mean, God knows, I mean, we'll see. Lord willing, they will not. But as of right now, I'm enjoying this card. Then that's it for the reptile spells. We play 2 triple tactic thrust. I could play 3, but I find 2 in this deck is not bad. 1 triple tactic talent, and then just 1 called by the grave. That's it for spells. Moving on to the traps. On the traps, we play Mitsurugi Great Purification. This is the only Mitsurugi trap that I play. When your opponent activates a card or effect, tribute 1 level 5 or higher reptile monster to get the effect, and if you do, destroy the card. You can banish this card from your grave, then target 1 reptile monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, tribute 1 other monster you control. It's not even that stupid effect where, except for the turn it was sent to the grave. So even in the same damn turn, you can use both effects. You can get out your Mitsurugi, what's his face, the Yamada Dragon guy. After doing that, nuke your opponent's whole field. So you're already negating the summon of a monster. Then you're bringing that guy out and then blowing up the board, basically. And then just in case something happens to any of your high-level reptile monsters, you just banish this, bring them out again. So we play that at 1. We play Planet Pollutant Virus at 1. Tribute 1 alien monster, destroy all face-up monsters without 8 counters your opponent controls. Until the end of your opponent's 3rd turn after this card's activation, place 1 8 counter on each monster they summon. So this is because we play the 2 alien guys in the side deck, which we'll get to momentarily. Next, we play Rivalry of Warlords at 1 because it's at 1, but this card would be amazing at 2 or 3. But at 1, it's pretty good. You know what it does. Each player can only control 1 type of monster. Send all other face-up monsters they control to the grave. So even if they get one of your monsters, or, as soon as they summon something, because a lot of decks do play with different archetypes, but this deck is basically, even the side deck, it's like 99% reptile monsters. So this doesn't bother you at all. All right, moving on to the extra deck. Also not once per turn, we play King of the Feral Imps. Now you see there's a lot of level 4s in this deck. Very easy to get them out. What this does is once per turn, you can detach one Z's material from this card, add one reptile monster from your deck to your hand. Any reptile monster from your deck to your hand. And usually I activate this twice. It's a soft once per turn. So even if you use one, then you tribute that. If you can get another one out, then you can do that. So you can do this twice in one turn. One link spider, because I basically forgot what the. Oh yeah, this is for the Haggard Lizardos. So usually when you use the Ogdoadic Daybreak to get your token out, you just tribute one to bring this out. So you don't just have a field of tokens with the same name. You use one token and this thing, and you can get into your other reptiles. I almost forgot why I played that. One IP Masquerena, one SP Little Knight. We play Reptilian Echidna. So if this card is link summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. During the main phase, if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can add reptile monsters with different names from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attacks. And then you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except reptiles. But like I said, don't worry about that. Very good to get reptiles into your hand, basically. Let's see, one Haggard Lizardos to basically just draw a card because, if you have reptiles in your grave, you can banish one, draw a card if it was a reptile monster, and then don't even worry about it because you have your Ogdoadic Daybreak to recur that banished monster in case you kind of missed the guy. So that's not too bad. Dynamondo. This card is actually to recur your ritual monster and ritual card. That is a quick effect. So you add it. You either add it to your hand or you special summon it. So you can tribute this card and then target one ritual monster in your graveyard. Either add it to hand or special summon it. And like I said, you can even use the ritual monsters to ritual summon. So if you didn't special summon it the proper way, you can get it back into your hand and then get it going again. Cosmic Slicer Zerol. This is the guy that we use the pollutant virus for. Monsters your opponent controls with 8 counters are changed to defense position. Also, neither player can activate their effects. Monsters your opponent controls. My bad. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. This card is link summon. You can add that the alien, trap card from your deck to your hand. So this is good for stopping your opponent's monsters during your turn, stopping their effects from going. Ragnarika Selene Snapper. You can banish up to 2 monsters from your grave. Target that many spells, traps your opponent controls, destroy them. This is a good back row. For getting rid of your opponent's back row. If this card is in your grave, target one insect, plant, or reptile monster you control. Place it at the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. So recurs itself. Ragnarika Chain Coils. This same concept, but this is basically uh, for stopping your opponent's hand traps. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can activate this effect. Neither player can activate the effects of monsters in the hand this turn. So if you're trying to set up, you're worried about your opponent's hand traps, all you gotta do is summon this out. And then as a other effect. Ragnarika Stag Sovereign. Now this is another card I haven't really used yet since getting this. I kind of forgot what this does. If a monster is special summoned from your opponent's deck and or extra deck, except during damage step, you can destroy 2 monsters on the field. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one insect, plant, or reptile monster you control, place it at the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except insect, plant, and reptile. So all of the Ragnarika cards get you material back into your deck and then get themselves back out. One access code talker to finish the job, in case your phenomenon can't do it. And then 2 alien shock trooper M frames. So quick effect, you can discard one monster, place an A counter equal to its original level on face-up monsters on the field. Distribute as you wish. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effects sent to the grave, you can special summon non-link reptile monsters with different names from your graveyard up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with A counters. This, including the Cosmic Slicer, on their own is really good for stopping your opponent, but this also is great for getting you back and your monsters from the grave, especially since it's a quick effect. That is the side deck. Now for hand traps, we play 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Infinite Imper. You could play other ones, but this is what I found really works for me. That's all you basically need because a lot of the monsters in this deck pretty much stop your opponent on their own. So the good thing is you can use a lot of space for different matches or different cards. So basically, this is all you really need. You can switch out for anything else you want. You want Effect Veiler, you want Dark Ruler. I usually keep those in the side deck, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, the only other card I would really swap for, let's say, like 1 Alien Shock Trooper or 1 King of the Feral Imps or whatever, is maybe a Typhon, for going second. But other than that, that's pretty much all you need. This deck really does top a lot for me at locals. I just haven't been to locals in a while, but when I was going to locals, I was topping a lot with this deck. This is more my meta deck. I do have another meta deck that I really play, but for the most part, this is what I play ever since Branded kind of got power crap. So until Branded gets its mojo back, we're sticking with this for now at locals. Like I said in previous videos, I might play Gimmick Puppet at my next locals, but for now we're pretty much sticking with this. Anyways, if you guys want to see combos with this deck, if you want to, you have any ideas about it, or if you have a similar deck, or you want to let me know about that deck, please feel free to comment down below or message me. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm done for the day.